What's up, guys? It's Brian from Ashford Hub. It's about 9:33 p.m. Eastern Time, February 25th, 2018, coming to you with a brand new trading video. Tried to get that all in one breath. I couldn't. So, first, if you're new to us, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Lots of cool, good, and awesome trading information here. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you're also new to us, check out our links down below to Steemit and DTube. Those are two other platforms that we are also posting our videos and information on. And people ask me why. Why should we go ahead and sign up there if we're also on YouTube? Reason being is because sometimes we upload to the Steemit or DTube. It's basically the same thing, same blockchain, the Steem blockchain. But we upload there first before we can upload on YouTube. Sometimes YouTube is really bogged down, and that's just the way it works. So you get to us, get our information as quickly as possible. So links are down below there. Links are down also below for our Facebook trading team. So let's get into it here. I didn't make a video this morning, just super busy today. My apologies there. But I think last we left off, or maybe it was a time before that, maybe it was 2 videos ago, we were talking about these two levels here, 99.70 and 9400. And 99.70 had to do with a 1-hour basis, that when the market were to go ahead and fall below, significantly below 99.70, have a major breach of 99.70, then from an hourly basis, we were no longer bullish. And that's exactly what happened here. I think we were originally we were talking about thinking there was going to be a spike on a 1-hour basis right along here, and the market just did exactly just that. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to delete this right now because we don't need it anymore. Next, what I want to go over is the daily. We were talking about 9400. 9400 is a key level for a daily support. And this is from our algorithms. So I haven't really spoke much about that at all. But I'm going to start looping in where our algorithms are showing support and resistance. So I'll be looping that in going forward, and that's exactly what you saw there on a daily basis, 9400, and that's exactly what happened here. The market came down. The market is totally talking about 10,000. That's what this blue line is right here. But at the same time, I'm sorry, this blue line right here, this other blue line is another support level, basically coming directly from this top right here. This 9,000, call it 9,500, but the market came down, and it touches on this 9,500, but really it's the 9,400. As we had mentioned, that is the true support as we had defined it based on our algorithms. So the market came basically straight down to it, popped up, and it's trying to come back down again. I'm going to go ahead and just drag this across because who knows where it may pop up again coming forward. And the market tried to get down below it. And it got down below it with very, very small bodies, meaning bodies of the candle, mainly just wicks, really what it comes down to it. And then the market has rallied from there. And one interesting thing to note is, look at this high sell volume right here, right? It came right down to the 9,400 level, and the market bounced right back up there. The market came back down again, and look how people are protecting this 9,400 level, all right? Look how they're protecting that 9,400 level. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that all means from a Fibonacci relationship, as far as a Fibonacci retracement relationship. Okay, and the 9,542 is about the 0.382 retracement. All right, and you see that the market really, again, was looking at this 9,400. So nobody, I think, is talking about 9,400 at all. And, obviously we were talking about it. So just delete this real quick. So what are we seeing next? Yeah, so we were talking about this, you know, WXYXZ pattern the last, I think last time or the last two times on the video, and that very well could be the case. It looks as if the market's going sideways a little bit more here, and that we're having this downward facing triangle. And yeah, this downward facing triangle looks okay, no doubt. You know, we have an A, we have a B, we have a C, we have a D, and hopefully we'll have an E somewhere around here if this triangle really is true. What I don't like about the triangle is that there's really not a significant reduction in volume coming down. Yeah, you can make the case it's a little bit higher here than it is here, but you really want to see kind of a much more tighter reduction in volume. You know, much more than what we have here. So I'm not really sure if this triangle is really going to hold up. So again, we drew the Z down here. Go ahead and look at our previous video. You'll see why we went ahead and did that. I don't truly believe that the market's really going to get down here. It could be. I mean, I do think it's a pretty high probability. I'm talking like, you know, 20%, 15-20%, but I don't think it's highly probable. Another thing I want to talk about is the fact that, you know, there's a very good chance. Remember where we're coming in from. Like, so let's call this, you know, get a little bit bird's eye view here, right? So the market has run up and then it came back down again, right? So there's, from an Elliott Wave perspective, you have to start counting this stuff, you know, and one of the ways you can count is that this is a very large 1, this is 2, and then we're going to have a very large 3, right? This is like the super, you know, grand cycle, you know, the huge overview of this. But one of the things I want to mention, and I hinted to this in previous videos, and that all breaks down if we have a significant breach, okay, of this level right here. Call about 8,996. Okay, I'm going to call it 9,000. It's really the top of this one. All right, it's really the top of this one. If that's the case, then maybe this may not have been the bottom. All right, I'm not trying to spread FUD. I'm not trying to get people all crazy. You know, I'm a big believer of Bitcoin, etc., but, you know, you got to be prepared. And that's what this channel is all about. It's just education. I'm just showing you what I see. You take it or leave it, and that's really about it. So, if that's the case, okay, if that's the case, then this whole thing here is not really a correction anymore. It's actually a motive wave going down. Right? It's a new direction. Okay, it's a new direction. I mean, that direction could stop very well at the bottom here. Don't get me wrong. You know, or over here. You know, somewhere at the bottom of this trend right here. Don't get me wrong. It totally could. And I bet that it would if that was the case. However, I'm trying to look for some bullish momentum, and what I'm afraid of is that we have a significant breach below this 1. Okay, and if that's the case, like I'm saying, then possibly this may all break down, okay, and go further down. So again, I'm not trying to scare people or create FUD or anything else like that. Educational channel. Excuse me. I'm going to show you the way I see it. On the bullish side of things, yeah, we totally could make an E right here. We could totally make you know, remember this A, B, C, D, E. We could totally make an E, right? And then jump up. But what really keeps me up at night now is the fact that this comes down, comes to here. It doesn't really keep me up at night. I'll be honest, but I'm very well positioned. But it it's something that I think of. What is going to happen? How can I predict it? How can I give more information on what's going to happen, right? Is that if this were to come back down to E, this E level very well could be very close to this one right here. All right. I'm not saying that if it breaches below it, that it's definitely going to tumble down. It just gives a higher probability that this is an impulse wave coming down and not just a correction, right? Because what I'd like to see is this is a large 1, we have a 2, and then we're moving up. Okay, moving up way up to 2 or 3 and infinity and beyond. So that's what I would like to see, and this is one of the things that we're obviously taking a close look at. So let's look again at the Fibonacci retracement level, and what does that give us? Right here. Okay, so the 50% retracement brings us to 8,852. I want to get this a little closer. Yeah, that's about as close as it gets. Okay, so 55%, 50% retracement is about 8,800 and call it 50, right? And that's the top right here. So if the market were to come down and really touch this top, I'm not going to think of it as a super breach of this one just yet, as a really significant breach of this one, because of the fact that there is that 50% retracement right there. This 50% of the 50% retracement also happens to be basically a determination of this downward facing wedge, which you can draw kind of a little bit different ways all the way around. So, excuse me. So there's a good chance that this right here, from this WXYXZ, this very well could be an A, B, and a C. Doesn't look so great. So this very well could be an A, this could be the B, and then we can have a C. Right? That's part of this. That's this X to Z. So at going X to Z, there's an ABC. That's the way it works. So what are we thinking about? Hey, where did those indicators go? All right, got my indicators back. Sorry about that. If you guys ever know, if you click this right here, it maximizes the pane and then minimize. Not minimize, but brings it back to what it was before. All right, so RSI. So what I did was the RSI, we're on a 1 hour chart. I went ahead and I moved this, or I extended this channel sideways, along the same slope, but I extended it. And one of the cool things to note is, we came down, the market tried to get up above the bottom portion of this channel right here, came back down again, now it's up. Now it's at the top portion of this channel, right? And it's trying to get through to make some higher highs, right? And so that would break this channel if in the event that it did it. And it's not really a channel, it's kind of like a it's really a resistance line more so than anything else. It acted like a channel over here, but it's more of a resistance line now. But at the same time, the Ligera RSI, it's saying that this thing is overbought, and that there's a possibility that it could come down. My thoughts are that on a 1 hour basis, we're kind of at a top. That way, we are going to see a little bit of a correction on a 1 hour basis. On a 4 hour basis, it's basically the opposite. And I do feel the same way too. On a 4 hour basis, same channel right here, you see the bottom. Now it's trying to pierce the bottom side of that channel, and same here on the Ligera, it's piercing here to the upside, to the bullish side. So I am thinking on a 4 hour basis that possibly we may be able to see a bit of a run up. Okay, so that's really my thought process is there. On a 1 hour basis, possibly we're going to come down. On a 4 hour basis, we're possibly going to go up. I know that may be a little bit difficult for some people to go ahead and wrap their mind around, working on 2 different time frames or multiple time frames. This is just something that will take time. Over time, you'll be able to think in those multiple time frames. So just think of it as like a shorter term trade versus a longer term trade. It's in similar fashion. That's basically the way pretty much what we're saying. So on a daily basis, we are still cautiously bullish as long as the market stays above this 9,400 level. So even if the market doesn't make an E, it doesn't have to make an E here, right? This very well could have been, the A, B, C, where basically this Z is right here. Okay, where this whole thing is over. This WXYXZ is all over. It's done, and now we're then going to go ahead and this is the beginning of a motive wave, going up. That very well could be the case. I don't think it's super likely, but it very well could be the case. So we're going to leave it there for right now. Hope you guys have a great evening and a great rest of your weekend, whatever is left of it at 10 o'clock at night, at least Eastern time. And we will be speaking to you in the morning. Have a great night. Speak to you.